remember when the Forest King came out because that's when I started playing, when the Forest King was the newest monster. So, he released, like, what, a week after MX, if I'm not mistaken, and, like, nobody cared about him. Like, nobody cared about him at all. He released, he was okay for like a day, and then nobody played him ever again. I feel like the Forest King doesn't get the love that he deserves, especially for the amount of how good he is. He's a very good monster, he's just not up there with most monsters, especially with how his stats are in comparison to the monsters that we have now. I think he's okay though, I don't think he's ever been bad. He's never been touched mostly, he hasn't been nerfed or buffed in a while, he's been tweaked, nothing. He's just been untouched, and you know, he's just chilling, having a good old time, you know, good old Forest King. I never saw Forest King as much of a really strong character, really. Even on release, I never thought he was very strong, but I always thought he was very fun. In my opinion, I think the Forest King is the most fun monster to play as, at least in my opinion. I just really enjoy like playing with his kit. He's a very fun, like intricate monster with the way he works. You know, him being able to do more damage when he's walking, you know, his glitching blitz, well, let's get into the abilities first, right? His glitching blitz is a little kind of aiming thing, right? If you're not good at aiming, then you're most likely gonna miss this attack. Essentially, you shoot this little glitching blitz, right, in the direction that you're facing, and if it hits somebody, it does a little bit of poison damage, kind of, and it'll get them down. This move can't kill players, right, by the way. They can't kill survivors. It can bring them down to exactly 1 HP, but it cannot kill them. This is a move specifically made for just bone breaking people, just so you can catch them up. At least that's what I see it as. I just simply use it to snipe people across the map and hopefully get them bone broken so that I can catch up to them. Facade. Lurking Facade. This is his strongest ability. The entire point of his kit is he's a zoner. You maximize the playing field, make it so that way people run into you or just trap people. He's not the hardest thing to counter in the world. He's very easy to play around. Just don't get zoned. Just play the game right, you know? His lurking facades, his little floating heads are not the hardest things to dodge. But if you're doing a task, then you might get hit by it on accident, which is usually what happens most of the time for me. I'll be in the middle of a task and then the floating head will come by and it'll smack me, you know? And when a person gets hit by a lurking facade, you know, one of these floating heads, they then get shackled to this tree, which what it does is just keeps you trapped there. And the Forest King will also get a speed boost from this lurking facade connecting with you. So this can be a good opportunity for it to catch up to another player that it's chasing, or it can just go straight to you and, you know, try and finish you off. Which, that's when the being able to do more damage when you're not sprinting comes into play. It's more effective when somebody's stuck on a tree from your lurking facade. The lurking facades also give you like a vision, so you can see where people are on the map, which is good, but it's whatever, you know. He's a pretty okay zoner. I never saw him as, again, a super strong threat. Do I think he's annoying? Sometimes, yes, absolutely. Sometimes he's very annoying. It's just like I don't know how to explain it. It's just I just have like an unbearing hatred towards the Forest King when I like first like started playing the game. I just didn't like the Forest King at all. I always hated it. I never enjoyed going up against one. But now I've come to, you know, humbly enjoy the Forest King. I think he's okay. Don't think he's anything bad about him. He's just good. The only thing I will say is that he is extremely loopable. Lurking facades move very slow. The floating heads are extremely slow, and they do speed up gradually when they catch up to a player, when they get closer to a player. But usually, if it's like Last Man Standing, or if you're on a long corridors map, like T-Jock or Baldi's Schoolhouse, then you're most likely going to get outpaced, because your lurking facade will not be able to catch up to the players that you're chasing in time, and usually the only way you can really hope to catch up to them is if your glitching blitz is able to connect and you can bone break them. That way they get slower, you know, they consume up their stamina, which is pretty much just down to you. It's just down to how good you can aim. So this character is like not really skill based in my opinion. I never saw him as skill based. I think the only skill part is just a glitching blitz, and even then, glitching blitz is not that hard to hit at all. But you know, he's good. He's good. Very good monster. I would say it's a pretty decent first purchase monster if you ever wanna, you know, consider buying the Forest King. I think he's great. You know, I would not say anything bad about him. Just if you don't know how your hitbox works, his hitbox is pretty small, if I'm being honest, because of the way he attacks. He does a little headbutt, and when he's standing still, he does a little, you know, he attacks with his arms, with his tree arms. But his hitbox is pretty small, so sometimes you can get juked easily. So just, you know, make sure you're paying attention effectively, because if you do get juked, then you won't be able to catch up to the person in time, unless you're stupid, right? It's the only way. On to the Forest King skins. As much as I hate saying this, I don't think the Forest King skins are, you know, great. I don't think they're great at all. I think they're okay at best. I think all of his skins are just really, they're just too similar to the original, which I know it's understandable because they're skins, but like, come on, dude. Most of the skins are they're just okay at most. Ghost got a chase theme, which the chase theme is great. I like it a lot, but still, all the skins are just, you know, too identical. The gold it's fine, it's pretty. The diamond is fine, I like the diamond a lot, it's pretty too, but they're just way too similar to the original, you know? And not to say that's a bad thing, it's just it doesn't give the characters' skins that much, you know, intricacies. It just doesn't make it that interesting about the skins. I think he has like maybe like one nice skin, and in my opinion, that's Damsel. That's my only, like, that's my favorite skin, and I don't even have it. It's my favorite skin, I don't even have it, which sucks. But yeah, I think his skins are okay at best. I don't think his skins are great, but they're okay. I just think he needs more love when it comes to his skins, if I'm being honest. Give him an ancient, you know? Give him a nice ancient. That would make me so happy, Blade. That would be make me super happy. But yeah, that's gonna be all for the Forest King. I would give him a very solid B, as much as I want to put him higher, because he's not weak, not at all. He's a very strong monster, but due to his sprint speed and his loop and his ability to get looped so easily, he does not deserve to be in an A tier. He can't catch up to a player if they're completely across the map from them, and if it's a map like Baldi's Schoolhouse, Black Sun, T-Jock, there's no way in hell the Forest King is going to be able to make a comeback. They're not going to get anywhere close to them, even if they try to use Lurking Facade, because the heads will not catch up to them in time. Unless you use Glitching Blitz and just pray that they end up getting bone broken, there's no shot in hell you're gonna get to that person. If they're competent enough to outpace you, then you just can't do anything. You just gotta sit there and accept the defeat. There's literally nothing you can do. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say for that. thanks for watching, and see ya for the next one.